Emma and the Secret of the Enchanted Island. Chapter 1: The Discovery of the Old Book. It was a sunny summer afternoon when Emma and her best friend, Lily, were sitting in Emma's room. The warm sunlight streamed through the window, casting a golden glow on the wooden floor. "Let's do something fun today," Emma said, flipping through a book about adventures. "We could go explore the forest again, or we could build a treehouse." Lily smiled. "Both sound like fun. But first, let's check out the attic. Maybe we'll find something cool." The attic was a place they rarely visited. It was full of old boxes, dusty furniture, and forgotten memories. Emma's parents always told her there were lots of treasures in the attic, but she had never taken the time to explore it. "Let's go," Emma said, her eyes bright with excitement. The girls climbed the creaky stairs that led up to the attic. Once they opened the door, the air smelled old and musty, like a room that hadn't been opened for a long time. There were boxes piled high, and furniture covered with white sheets. "This place is like a time capsule," Lily said, looking around. Emma began opening some of the boxes, finding old photo albums, books, and toys from when her parents were young. Suddenly, at the bottom of one of the boxes, something caught her eye. "Look at this," Emma exclaimed, pulling out an old, leather-bound book. The cover was cracked, and the edges were worn. It looked very old. "What is it?" Lily asked, leaning over to see. "It's a book." "But I've never seen it before," Emma said, carefully opening the cover. Inside, the pages were filled with drawings of strange symbols and a map of a distant island. "The Enchanted Island." Emma read the title aloud. "This sounds like an adventure waiting to happen." Chapter 2: The Mysterious Invitation. As Emma and Lily continued to flip through the pages, they found more drawings of the island, along with strange creatures and hidden treasures. There were notes written in the margins, talking about secret caves and enchanted forests. "This must be a storybook," Lily said, turning a page. "But it looks so real." Emma looked closer at the map. There was something odd about it, something that made her feel like it wasn't just a story. "What if this island is real?" Lily laughed. "An enchanted island with magic? I don't know, Emma. But it would be fun to pretend." At that moment, there was a loud knock at the door downstairs. Emma and Lily rushed down to find a large envelope sitting on the doorstep. It was addressed to Emma in elegant handwriting. Who could this be from? Emma wondered aloud. She opened the envelope and pulled out a letter. It read, "Dear Emma, the time has come for you to follow the map. The Enchanted Island awaits. Gather your courage and your closest friend, and set sail at dawn. The adventure of a lifetime is waiting for you." There was no signature, just the letter and a small golden key tied with a red ribbon. Lily gasped. "Emma, this is just like in the book. Do you think it's real?" Emma's heart raced. Could this be the start of a real-life adventure? "There's only one way to find out," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Let's go pack." Chapter 3: Setting Sail. The next morning, Emma and Lily met at the docks. They had told their parents they were going on a day trip, which wasn't too far from the truth. Emma held the old book and the golden key tightly in her hand as they climbed into a small boat that was waiting for them. "This is crazy," Lily said, but she couldn't hide the smile on her face. Emma unrolled the map from the book and placed it on her lap. "According to this, we need to sail east, toward the sunrise. That's where we'll find the island." The boat rocked gently as they pushed away from the dock, heading out into the open sea. The sky was a clear blue, and the water sparkled like diamonds. "This feels like a dream," Lily said, looking out at the endless ocean. "Do you think we'll really find an enchanted island?" "I don't know," Emma replied, staring at the map. "But this is the adventure we've been waiting for." They sailed for hours, following the directions on the map. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the air grew warmer. Just when they thought they might have sailed too far, something appeared on the horizon. There it is! Emma shouted, pointing ahead. In the distance, they could see the outline of a small island, surrounded by a shimmering mist. It looked exactly like the drawing in the book. Chapter 4: Arriving at the Enchanted Island. As they approached the island, the mist parted, revealing a beautiful beach with golden sand and tall palm trees swaying in the breeze. The island was unlike anything they had ever seen before. The colors were brighter, the air was sweeter, and everything seemed to glow with a magical light. "This is it," Emma whispered. "We've found the Enchanted Island." They pulled their boat onto the shore and stepped out onto the soft sand. In the distance, they could hear the sound of birds singing, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. "What should we do first?" Lily asked, looking around. Emma opened the book and studied the map. "The first place we need to go is the Crystal Cave. It's supposed to hold the key to unlocking the island's secrets." They began walking along a narrow path that led into the forest. The trees were tall and covered in vines, with flowers in every color imaginable blooming along the sides of the trail. "This place feels magical," Lily said, her voice filled with wonder. As they walked deeper into the forest, they came across a small clearing. In the center of the clearing was a large rock with strange symbols carved into it, just like the ones in the book. "This must be a clue," Emma said, pulling out the golden key from her pocket. She held it up to the symbols, and to their amazement, the rock began to glow. With a soft rumble, the ground beneath the rock opened up, revealing a hidden staircase that led down into the earth. "Looks like we found the entrance to the Crystal Cave," Emma said, her heart pounding with excitement. "Are you ready?" Lily nodded. "Let's go." Chapter 5: The Crystal Cave. The staircase led them deep underground, into a dark and mysterious tunnel. The air was cool and damp, and the only light came from the crystals that lined the walls, glowing softly in the darkness. "This place is incredible," Lily whispered, her voice echoing off the walls. They followed the tunnel until it opened up into a large chamber, filled with towering crystal formations that sparkled in the dim light. In the center of the chamber was a stone pedestal, and on top of it sat a small, glowing crystal. "This must be the key to unlocking the island's secrets," Emma said, stepping forward. She reached out to touch the crystal, but as soon as her fingers brushed against it, the ground began to shake. The crystals around them started to hum, and a soft, melodic voice filled the chamber. "You have found the heart of the island," the voice said. "But your journey is not yet complete. To unlock the true power of the island, you must prove yourselves worthy." Chapter 6: The First Trial, the Test of Bravery. The mysterious voice echoed through the crystal cave, sending shivers down Emma and Lily's spines. They glanced at each other, both nervous and excited. The heart of the island continued to glow brightly on the pedestal, but the voice was clear: they had to prove themselves worthy. "What do you think we have to do?" Lily asked, her voice shaking just a little. Emma stepped forward, determined. "We've already come this far. We can't stop now." Suddenly, the room shifted, and the crystals around them dimmed. A narrow passage opened up behind the pedestal, leading into deeper darkness. Without hesitation, Emma picked up the glowing crystal from the pedestal and used it to light their way. As they walked down the passage, the air became colder. Shadows danced along the walls, and strange, whispering voices seemed to echo all around them. Emma's heart pounded, but she kept moving forward, holding the crystal tight. "This is our test of bravery," Emma said. "We have to stay strong and face our fears." Lily squeezed Emma's hand as they continued walking. The path seemed endless until, finally, they reached a vast cavern. At the far end of the cavern stood a tall stone statue of a fierce, mythical beast. Its eyes seemed to glow with an inner fire, and it blocked the only way forward, Emma gulped. We have to get past that. Lily's eyes widened. How do we do that? Emma thought for a moment, then remembered something from the book. The island rewards courage, not force. We don't have to fight it, we have to show that we're not afraid. Taking a deep breath, Emma stepped forward, standing tall in front of the towering statue. We're not here to harm the island. We're here to protect it, she said boldly, her voice strong and clear. The statue's eyes flared brighter for a moment, then slowly dimmed. The beast began to move, but instead of attacking, it stepped aside, allowing them to pass. Lily let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. That was amazing. Emma smiled. One challenge down. Who knows how many more to go? Chapter 7, The Second Trial, The Test of Friendship. After passing through the cavern, Emma and Lily found themselves in a beautiful garden filled with lush greenery, colorful flowers, and shimmering fountains. The air was warm, and the scent of blooming flowers was calming. It seemed like paradise. This doesn't seem like much of a challenge, Lily said, looking around. It's actually kind of peaceful. But as soon as she said those words, the ground beneath their feet began to tremble, and the beautiful garden twisted into something darker. The flowers withered, the sky grew cloudy, and the once sparkling fountains turned murky. What's happening? Emma cried out, a voice boomed around them. The test of friendship. Only those with true loyalty and trust can pass. Before they could react, a thick fog enveloped the garden, separating Emma and Lily. Emma could no longer see her friend, and panic began to rise in her chest. Lily. Where are you? Emma called out, but there was no response. Suddenly, strange illusions began to appear in the fog. Emma saw images of Lily walking away, laughing with other friends, as if she didn't care about Emma at all. Doubt crept into Emma's mind. But Emma shook her head. No, this isn't real. Lily is my best friend. She would never abandon me. Emma trusted her heart and refused to believe the illusions. She kept walking forward through the fog, calling for Lily. Finally, after what felt like hours, she heard Lily's voice. Emma, is that you? Yes. I'm here. Emma shouted. The fog lifted, and they saw each other again. They ran toward each other and hugged tightly. I knew you wouldn't leave me, Lily said, tears in her eyes. And I knew you'd be waiting for me, Emma replied with a smile. The garden returned to its former beauty, and the voice spoke again, softer this time. You have passed the test of friendship. Loyalty and trust will always light the way. Chapter 8, The Final Trial, The Heart of the Island. After passing the tests of bravery and friendship, Emma and Lily arrived at the final chamber, deep within the island. In the center of the room stood a massive stone pillar, and at the top was a glowing crystal, the true heart of the island. This must be it, Emma said, staring at the crystal in awe. But as they approached, the ground shook, and a figure appeared before them. It was an ancient, ethereal being, its form shimmering like the mist that surrounded the island. I am the guardian of the island, the being said in a deep, resonant voice. You have proven your courage and your friendship, but now you must prove your understanding. Why do you seek the heart of the island? Emma thought carefully before answering. We came here looking for adventure, but along the way, we learned something more important. The island isn't just about treasure or magic. It's about the connections we make, the courage we find within ourselves, and the trust we have in each other. Lily nodded. We realize that the greatest treasure isn't something you can hold. It's the memories we make and the people we share them with. The guardian smiled. You are wise beyond your years. The heart of the island is not a treasure to be taken. It is a gift to be shared with those who respect its power. The crystal on the pillar glowed even brighter. And the guardian's form dissolved into light. The entire room was bathed in a warm, golden glow, and Emma and Lily felt a deep sense of peace wash over them. Chapter 9, Returning Home. With the trials behind them, Emma and Lily made their way back to the beach, where their boat was waiting. As they sailed away from the Enchanted Island, the mist slowly closed around it once more, hiding it from view. "I can't believe we did it," Lily said, leaning back in the boat with a satisfied smile. Emma looked down at the glowing crystal in her hand, the one they had taken from the crystal cave. It wasn't the heart of the island, but it was a reminder of their journey and everything they had learned. "We did more than just find an island," Emma said. "We found out what really matters: courage, friendship, and believing in ourselves." Lily nodded. "And the best part is, we'll always have this adventure to remember." As the sun set on the horizon, casting golden light across the water, Emma and Lily smiled, knowing that this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. Chapter 10, The Story Never Ends. Back at home, Emma placed the old book on her shelf, next to her other treasures. She knew that someday, the island might call to her again, but for now, she was content with the memories they had made. As Emma drifted off to sleep that night, she dreamed of the island, the adventures they had shared, and the magic that still waited for them in the world. There were so many more stories to tell, and Emma knew that she would be ready for whatever came next.